And that's why Kitchen has been able to keep to their position, keep to where they are, and that plane line, I'm not complaining. A little south, we should be seeing a lot of Los Lenos going for a battle here. But majority, I feel this zone like is what's really going to determine it. It's mid placement, flight path. Yeah, let's see how it unfolds.
I really just hope we don't get like we did 2 maps ago, where it's like, okay, we'll have a little bit southern plane, and then bang, northern zone. Everybody's got to rotate up right alongside each other. So.
Imagine a prison. Imagine a prison finale. Because theoretically, the whole thing could end on prison. The PUBG gods, I am praying to you. Let's cause some chaos for the bittersweet end. Let's go to prison.
We'll see where it pulls up here in just a moment. For all these teams, this is it. Matchup number 6, all 16 teams in. It looks like somebody left a player back in the lobby. 63 players going to be alive and well. Interesting to see how these duels off drop go, because if you lose here, I cannot reiterate enough, you have no more games.
Yep, 5 seconds before we get the zone. Let's see it pop up. Let's see, where are we playing? They heard me. They heard me. We got a little bit of the island of prison. We're going south this time, south central. And that still keeps the entire city in play. But this time, not a harsh rotation for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, because the plane kind of crossed over the center there. Nice little rotate on down south. A lot of teams landing around the city zones. Lots of teams grabbing their early rotation cars. And there's Kitchen, a crew that currently sits in the best position to win things out in number 1 to try and take home that majority prize pool. They're going to be grabbing their 2 players, grabbing a car, and skirting off back to the loot up top in the north.
Yeah, you might as well take advantage. You have the rotation vehicles. Go a bit further north, have some safety nets to loot freely and not worry about anything. And then just use that blue zone to slowly come back down south and get to the edge of the field just when the fighting's already erupted. So it makes sense, and Kitchen just notoriously known to doing this. So we're going to see it once, we're going to see it again, and why not? Why not loot in free areas?
It's free loot. However, they are going to have to make the classic Kitchen rotation from north back to south and find their place amongst the zone. It can be risky if you run into multiple teams. If you lose those players, it could all of a sudden end your phenomenal run right here, and you'll have to look towards Series 4 in the next season of the Plausible Gaming Championship to pick up some cash money and all the glory that comes with it.
I'll tell you who's got probably, I wouldn't say prime positioning, but a good positioning is 100 ADR. They're sitting comfortably inside the city. Meanwhile, what we're viewing right now, Clad versus 31 Gaming, both teams not in contention to win this entire series, but they've been fighting amongst each other quite a bit. Clad sitting in 9th, 13th, 31 Gaming sitting in 13th, and they've been having tussles left, right, and center between each other. It's not the common duo, but it definitely is a common appearance.
Seeing PD Duff on the other side, didn't realize that the Clad player is down first. The first to go down, the first to be finished. And it does really feel like a grudge match between these two teams. 31 Gaming might not be unaware, though. Maru Nanix will be right on the other side of this rock. Pulls out the SKS, swapping back to the AKM. And the close range shots are good enough with the flick. Marco on a singular, count it, 1 HP, gets the kill.
Did he scream his name? Because it felt like the Clad just shouted Polo and gave away their entire position. Another knocked. It's down to 2 for Clad, and yet we're not even 5 minutes into this game. Holy mackerel, how is this unfolded in this way? Marco wanting to get one more. And I'm not surprised I'm quite surprised he's not going for the full limb. Here we go. There comes the open field, the open opportunity to get some damage done. Another player fallen, 1 left alive.
That should be 3 picked up here for 31 Gaming if they can get those finishes through and through. Just want to try and get all the sight lines on the other players before they do it. And the band of the skull of the BM here from 31 Gaming.
That is brutal, man. Marco. That's the bad manners. Ugh. Disgustingness once again.
Look what his teammate did. He's just punching him. Are you kidding me? The disrespect, the battle lives on, and unfortunately for Clad, that probably means the end of their day. Just one more player left to go, and we'll hop on to see some of these other teams making their rotation down Southern as well. However, look at this. Kitchen has actually found Redline in a duel.
They really have found them at each other, and that's in rotation as well, so that's something we will keep an eye on. Meanwhile, inside the zone, the split coming into play for 100 ADR is going to be huge as well, but we're going to stick with Kitchen and Redline. These two both are trying to get to the top. Kitchen, more valuable right now. They need these points as much as them, because only 1 point behind is win or die, and here comes Redline. They're still in this fight, but only just. It's a very long shot if they can pull it off, but take it down Kitchen will be huge for Redline.
And it'd be huge for the lobby. Kitchen on this backwards rotation like we talked about, really just looking for loot. They kind of put a target on their back as an easy split up squad. There's just a Kitchen member, IX, the player to clutch up that 1v1v1 earlier on, is just going northern and not stopping.
Oh, that's not good. Not good off the start. Looks like they're going to go a massively long rotation. They will come into contact with the likes of the dark blue of Storm, I believe. But nonetheless, it's going to be a harsh rotation. Sorry, no, Storms are inside the zone.
And look who Storm shooting. Win or die. A lot of these top teams are starting to duel Storm. If they could take out win or die and something happens to Kitchen, all of a sudden their pathway towards a victory definitely opens up a little bit more. How about Clad, though, fighting back? Prospect Cladivo will take down Marcus, fighting back into the 31 Gaming squad that took down 3 of their members.
Yeah, that's going to be a lovely little feeling to be able to take another one out, and Prospects just wants to finish it off. They're going to start pushing up. Nade's coming in. Flashes up as well. Ooh. Nade lands. Huge start. Just needs another one. He knows now where to put it. Another goes in. Is it going to land again? No, nothing just yet. Yes, it will, sorry. That's huge. And is he going to 1v3 this? Prospect? This is huge. This is lovely. But the res has come in.
Man, the 1v3 drops the nade again, drops down through the window. The separate engagement. Maclocks will try and get back with the teammate, and through the window, they don't even know where he is. They're blinded, they're lost, and Prospect Cladivo doubles! Claude gets revenge for their fallen teammates and says goodbye to 31 Gaming.
31 Gaming first eliminated. They were not even in this fight, but 13th is guaranteed for them or less. And that is huge to start things off. Zone slowly coming in. We're slowly kind of getting to that second phase. I know, guys, it's been long, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But looking at Cursed losing one of their members early. Not good to hear. They're currently 5th. Again, still in a possibility to get the win. And
even with the down player, see if they can bounce their way on back. I love to see that grudge match, though, man. The back and forth, the teams that just want some fighting here towards the end. And hopefully the teammates of Cladivo going to cheer them on. It's going to be Typhoon Gaming working their way in, and man, some of these bottom teams, as we talk about, really making a difference. That's Grove Street that just lost a member.
It is huge. It's just going to be one by one. We're just going to see these guys tick away, and this grudge match is being the worst that we've seen. Sandstorm coming in north side. It has gone through, though. So it has disappeared, but the tire gone. Win or die, won't be able to rotate here. And that is huge. So they won't be able to do anything from here. Next zone, we're going into the city a little bit more. And this could be interesting, especially if you are in the side of belief.
There's a lot of space, a lot of buildings, but this actually pulls away from the Miramar Classic of some of those really bigger mountains other than on the left side of our circle. So we'll see if teams can take advantage of that natural cover. We see Kitchen slowly working their way back after, like you said, maybe their longest rotation today, which is saying something because literally they have moved from the top to the bottom of the map. It feels like almost every game.
They have. They've been doing it all this time, and I understand why. I get why you want to take these long rotations, because you allow everyone else to go for those fights, to have those damage, but then you still got a fully healthy, well, say relatively healthy squad there to get to the edge of the fight and pick up the scraps that come from it.
Just, there are two players of Kitchen that are still majority in the north side of the zone. Hopefully they can make that successful rotation as IX will finally get themselves back in for Driftwood. Shooting at Viz here, another one of those top teams. Tiska trying to put their team on the map, and Viz is in such a bad spot on this shoreline.
They really are. I said how bad the hills are on the side. On the south side, and this is the exact example of why it's so much of a struggle as Tiska still can't get it. There's the knock and free kill. Thank you very much, he says. And Driftwood, they started off not even playing the first map, but then they come alive. Believe now in a dangerous situation, win or die. They have to win this to stay in the chance for a win, but they're down low. Only 2 left, low on health, and it's still going to be pressured from Believe. Believer was 2. Down to 2 on both sides. And what an engagement that was.
Tabi has a chance to end their hopes. The nade into the back pocket takes a player down to a third of his HP left. Stratos trying to be assisted by his teammate. However, back to Tabby. A chance to clear one of the championship hopes out and away. Obviously, has that AUG really good at the close range with the 1x, and Viz is just getting pressured. K1 Loy taken down in the open field, and Cheap Maddox has to find this leftward angle.
He's got to find it. If you can eliminate one of the big dogs early on, this would be huge. Storm fighting Redline. Only a knock though, no confirmed, and we intensely watch this 2-on-2 battle. A little crossover gives away the position. Leosh will use that to try and get some more information with the stun. But slowly they press up. You can see a change to the shotgun in play. They're ready to go and encounter this little kerfuffle. But who's gonna peek their head? Cheap gives away his gunshots. Doesn't mean he's got the hit though. Again, another molly's gonna force him away. So all that pressure, all that progression, dropping back. It is just a stalemate.
The molly just delayed for so long. The extra little blue static around yourself for Leosh. Still has a pretty healthy armor, but that helmet is starting to take some damage. Win or die, Gedrox is burning, cooking alive here. And Leosh needs to be able to help out their teammate here. Cheap Maddox is down to 82 HP for the Belief crew, and it's look at this. Viz loses another player from the edge fight of Driftwood. All of these top teams are taking threatening looks towards the bottom 8.
It's really not looking good for them, and these are the top 3 that are essentially in this battle to win it. The only one who isn't in a fight is Kitchen, but they've been doing a long rotation as they usually do, so nothing new on that side. But Driftwood keeping the pressure up. That nade perfectly where it needs to go, but here comes the sandstorm. Oh, that's gonna disrupt a lot. It's gonna disrupt a lot of these players here, and it has drifted through. We've not been seeing any of the other fights, but now we see the effect and how much damage it can cause. No one capitalizing on the rotation.
This stalemate 2v2. Luckily for this battle, Viz is just way outside of the zone. They could get killed if they stay, and Driftwood might just hold them out. Tiska gets caught! G to H frag finds the equalizer, makes it into a 2v2. For Cheap Maddox and crew though, they're the ones still holding the brake pedal on this 2v2. Neither one of them wants to engage.
I don't blame them. They're in zone, so why did you have to move?
Yeah.
Stay where you are, and Viz will stay alive.
Wow.
2 players left for them. Driftwood is out. But talking of who is out and pushing themselves in, Kitchen have found their way in. A little bit of tag coming through. Win or die are still stalemating. What are we on? 5, 6, 7 minutes of stalemate? I'm surprised none of them have tried to wrap her all the way around the outside.
Feels almost inevitable. Ayosh, gotta be careful with that head, man. Popping it over, a little bit of pillar of protection. It looked like maybe Storm on request was the team getting some extra shots. Everlong, they've only got 2 players here in the match today. Looking for the overhead, and that's going to be the end of Everlong's day. They end it with 1 kill, maybe in last, but here's win or die. They finally decide the stalemate is enough. Let's get going. Cheap Maddox from the high ground gets the burst. There's the first, and it's win or die. Done. 13th place is where they end.
So they will only have their elimination points, which will open the door for Viz and open the door for Kitchen. They still are in this fight. They can still have fun here. So that is huge, and if you are belief, now I'm believing if I'm one of their members. But in doing so, you've brought all this attention over. That's huge. You can see in the distance as well, 100 ADR might want to come and finish this off.
It's another player of Cursed falling as well in the feed, so all these top teams, it's just been game number 6 terrors ripping through them. Kitchen has made their way back into the zone. However, Kitchen is on the exact same side as none other than Viz. To take out another top squad would be huge, but you said it, the door is realistically now open for maybe some of those other teams that are just under them. You talk about teams like Typhoon, Storm on request, Redline. Cursed is down low on members, but they're right there as well too.
There's still opportunities. You've got about Grove Street as well, being another team that could come through. But I feel the rate we're going, we could be seeing a team like Not Broke come back again and put another win on the board. But 100 ADR, they've been sitting comfortably inside the city, had to slowly rotate themselves into this position. Need to look behind, because here comes the refs of Driftwood.
This is Typhoon Gaming, the big dogs with 1 kill. The guys that never stray away from a fight are looking to put the pressure on towards Kitchen, who have been realistically phenomenal on their rotations throughout the entire day today. 12 teams alive, 34 left to go, and talk about Clad. It is the 5K, the single player out of that grudge match duel. 100 ADR as well, they're gonna get one too.
Just on the edge of zone, we're seeing Kitchen play. We've still got 48 seconds before this zone starts to encroach in and close up. So all the teams slowly pushing into the zone. I don't think there's anybody too far out. A couple of stragglers rotating in. Paymen being just inside it as well. I'm trying to work out who this top one, I think it's Redline, I believe, just outside, but nonetheless. Let's bring phase 5 in. Let's bunch these guys up. There's too many players in this lobby, but the aggression is going to come in. Belief has been done and dusted. 100 ADR. Well, coming back alive again. They have their burst of moments.
Better late than never. Kitchen here is looking for the cleanup. Viz is eliminated. Typhoon takes them out, and Kitchen are here to clean up the rest. They are on the warpath. They are the ones inside the Golden Throne. But it's Samarak, the fan favorite, who's putting the damage into the #1 favorites. Redline is out too!
This is huge. Kitchen, #1, still in. Grove Street, #4, still in. Cursed still in, but only just. And Storm is still in. Typhoon still in. Those are the people that still can make some damage. Those are the people still in contention. Of course, Typhoon is the very last area. If we see Kitchen go, then the door 100% opens up for Typhoon to have a chance. But it's a long stretch. But they're not going to go out with a good fight.
They're going to be getting the revive off, resetting, and Frenchie FPS. It is him. He is one with the field, the last cursed member left alive to try and win it, to try and get that top 2. And 100 ADR, better late than never. The crew that topped their Group B on the entrance in is just breaking down, not broke, picking up every single kill they can.
Whew. Deep breath from all these players. A little kerfuffle going between not broke and Storm. It's on the north side. Storm have that little mound and mountain, so that's going to help Playman. They're going to go for Kitchen. That's a sneaky position. That's going to be helpful for yourself, but just can't get... There's the foot out in the open. Can't get the confirm, though.
Loses a pinky toe, and his left foot pops the heels for Kitchen. They're down 2. Typhoon helps out to take him down. Kitchen is done. If the door wasn't open before, it is blown open. Typhoon is done too. Playman out of nowhere take down another fan favorite.
Typhoon out. That now leaves only a few teams left. Grove Street are in a shot here because Kitchen didn't have many kills, Winnell didn't have many kills, and Viz didn't have many kills. So that is giving everything towards them. Storm is going on a little spree. There's 2 for themselves. They need a little bit more to really get into this fight because 10 points will not be enough. That will put you shy. You need these kills, and that is so important to reiterate for the side. Cursed gone, Grove and Storm still in this fight.
That's who it is. I mean, right now, Storm, they would need a ton of kills to get it done. They were 15 points behind to start out this game, but it could be enough. 100 ADR moving their way up. What a story it would be, even though they can't take the dub, to work their way from the ending to find everything they need. Playmen, they're relatively low too, but they're trying to avoid the last place allegations with a huge Game 6 here.
Storm is not out. Storm can still win. Yeah. They can still win this because technically with the current scoring as it is, if they win, that's 15 dead on. They would tie, but we know Kitchen had 1 or 2 kills. They have a couple of placement points, so we're looking at about 5 more. So if Storm can get 10 kills, they almost solidify themselves in such a great position. They just can't take Grove. And that's their next rival. Playman down. 100 ADR will get another kill. And using the MP5 as well. Sorry, the UMP.
SMG either way. Definitely some great shots here. Lurk is gonna drop down to a little bit lower HP than they would have liked. Akim has also taken some damage on the initial burst, but it's 100 ADR. The nade from the back pocket flies out, and Oxaka will be taken knocked down. Storm on request is looking for this final not broke player. He's to your left if you check it. Finally the peek over the mound, and it's going to be GT falling down low. The teammate assist from the high ground. Not broke, dipping and diving, trying to get the finish. They get the finish, but they are finished themselves. Not broke done. It's our final for the day.
At this point in time, it looks like this could be handed over to the street. It could go to them. Yeah. Grove Street are looking in the most promising position. Remember, they were only 11 points behind, so a win will 100% match them, and plus their kills massively gonna help, and there goes more points. 100 ADR. They're not in this fight. They're not in this position. And we will have to calculate, what did Kitchen get? What did they get for kills? What was their positioning? But right now, all eyes and all money is going to Grove. But can 100 ADR do the upset? If 100 ADR wins this, it would be down to Grove Street to at least get 10-ish kills to guarantee a win.
You get that second, the 6-point bonus along with it, so absolutely correct. There's this weird mountain in play, and out of nowhere, Hexes takes down Kato from maybe 200 meters away. That shot, Storm and Request is separated. Those two players away from each other. And that might be the end of Storm's day. Grove Street, like you said, it could be their 3v3 to win it.
It could really be, but you can see where Grove Street are. They're having to use their vehicles to put a pathway. They're in a horrible line of sight. Meanwhile, 100 ADR, they're positioned well. They've got the whole map to their advantage. We've got to be careful of that Lynx. That Lynx has found one. And Storm ain't done. Storm also wants a piece of the pie. They won't be able to take it off Grove Street. Not unless their kills are phenomenal, but I don't think it will be enough. Oh. No connections. One shot left on the sniper. Can it hit its mark? Can it cause more damage?
Swaps.
The answer, no.
Still picks up the MK12 with about 200 bullets here. Grove Streeter just have this look across. They can burn down through the smoke. But 100 ADR somehow dodge the bullets. They're in the matrix. And there goes the Storm on Request finish. Kadel is down and dusted. It's all down to Yuko to try and finish things off for the team. Long range shot. Yuko doing the damage and helping out Grove Street. This could inevitably let the third party happen. This could be the 10 points they need.
Really could be. It could be huge if he could get that finish off, and the nades will start to rain to try and keep the player away. Even if it got stolen, it will massively help Grove Street. Revive comes in, so he's back up. So all that hard work disappeared and meant nothing. And now Yuko dips back, hides back on the outskirts.
But guess what? Grove Street is back. They're going to re-knock another member of 180R. Wabuki wants to try and clear out Yuko. The dodge through the open field. It's not enough. It's Storm. It's Grove Street. This could be the battle for the whole dang turkey.
It really can be for the whole turkey. And if you are Grove Street, you gotta win this. They've only got 5 kills. That won't be enough. I am dead certain Kitchen have more. And Kitchen might have just saved themselves. And if they're watching this, they're biting their fingernails. They're shaking to the all nth degree. The rotation's coming through, leaves them exposed and open. Grove will find one knock. 2v3, and the table gets flipped. Grove are looking happy. Grove have this upper hand. They just need to play the cards right, but they've been stuck in that corner for this entire time. Ooh. The nade does a little bit of damage.
Rez? Hex is just biding his teammate, using him as a body shield. Vazo, this kind of low mound play on the tree. They've got nades left to go. Looking for the angle to take out Wabuki, and instead will drop the smoke at the feet. Redown is going to come on through here, and that's actually going to be the finish. 180R down to 2 members. High-low battle, but Most Fox has got Hex's position under wraps. Just has to rely on the teammate, the communication to keep that top player up. It's also important, it looks like, you see for most of the Grove Street players, their armor is broken in shambles, and here we go, phase 8.
Able to get the pinch now. Wabuki left alive, but he's so far away. His position fully given away. Now they can chuck the kitchen sink up to the top. But if Wabuki drops down, Vazu has got that sight line, so nowhere where Wabuki can go. Can he get any advantage? He starts to get a little bit of press. Confirm goes in. Down to Wabuki. Can he be the disruptor? Can he cause a 1v3 dream on their side? Or are we handing this full championship over to the likes of Grove Street? They have the opportunity. 8 kills. That will be enough just to put themselves shy of Kitchen. +6 for second. Now there really is in that shot to take it, even if they come second. But the likelihood, they want this win. They want the W. They want it all to their own as phase 9 kicks into play. And unfortunate Wabuki has to walk forward.
Most Fox on the low ground. The rest of the team assisting on the tree line. This is Grove Street. If they can do it cleanly, it could be theirs to take. Wabuki, though, we have seen this team. We have seen what they can do. Is going to slowly get pushed out. Smoke grenades dropped. Extra coverage there. Wabuki is going to go for the drop down play instead of the wraparound. They're going to see this drop for sure. Grove Street waiting with patience. This is for the dub. Wabuki, a couple of shots already. Down to 67. The 4 solo kills. Isn't enough confidence. The drop play and it's over. Grove Street, 3-player survival. The dub and the winner chicken dinner.
And most likely, this looks to be Grove Street's victory as well, with a humongous positioning. Give it me a few seconds. I can probably do the calculations here. Here we go. So it looks to be that the likelihood. I'm trying to see where they dropped out. They dropped out quite early. I can't see Kitchen, only 2 kills, which means they would have put themselves to with an 8th position, 4 points, 54. I'm saying that maths is looking pretty good for the likes of Grove Street to take it here, but we will wait for the confirmation to come through. But from my maths and from what I can see, this looks to be theirs.
I'll have to wait for the official confirmation to see how that game 6 shook up, but man, what a story for all of those other top teams. It just felt like fighting. It's what we wanted all day long from some of those bottom 8 teams. They're like, we're just going to duel you. What are you going to do about it? Run. We'll take one of your members here or there. Cursed fell into that trap of, we'll just escape with a couple players and then just slowly dwindled away in towards nothing. Cursed at one point were, of course, in that first place spot with 36. Just couldn't finish it out over the course of those final 4 games. And you talk about a team like Win or Die, the 2v2, the chance to battle things back, just stuck in that compound for forever, and their hopes diminished after that 2v2 loss.
Yeah, it really does bring you down, and unfortunately, you talk about the likes of Win or Die and Viz, going out early, not being able to claim any points on their side does suck, and it will hurt them dearly. But Kitchen, 4 points at the final game. They've been up, down, left, right, center the entire series, but they've been thankful to get 2 chicken dinners under their belt. But Grove Street have just been there constantly, consistently. They finally get their second chicken dinner, which will massively boost them up. But it's not like they go out early. They're constantly in placement positions. That's why they currently have 20. That 100% is going to go up to 30. Plus, again, those 8 kills as well. So 19 plus 8. Do the maths in your head. It's like 27. Massive jump. As we are about to get a full confirmation.
It's time. I'm excited to see. Here we go. Your champion is Grove Street. The math is enough. Add it up. They are your champions of the Plausible Gaming Championship Series Season 3 finale.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Consistency is key in a game like PUBG, because it's all well and good being able to survive and get 1 chicken dinner. But it's all about how can you do that over the 6 games, and Grove Street have always been a name that we never formally highlighted it all the time, but Grove just kept going in that background. So kudos to them. And the big question is by how much, man? How much was it behind Win or Die? Behind Kitchen. It's all an interesting question.
Be exciting to see. I think for Grove Street, as you mentioned, it was just the ability to silently get into those end zones. abolish those team fights before they even started, and Grove Street are going to be your victors deservedly. Exciting. A new victor all 3 of the seasons for the Plausible Gaming Championship Series. But that means, Hyper, even though that this one is coming towards its end, it means we get to look towards Season 4 in the distance and maybe a new champion.
Absolutely. More champions to come up, but I tell you what's coming around this month in particular. Remember the 21st, I think we've banged on about it every break we have, but we have to point out the beautiful thing of Counter-Strike coming to this community 21st of February. Get your signups going because the signups are open. Make sure you are there. If you're not a PUBG, if you're not a Counter-Strike guy, tell your friends who are Counter-Strike's people, because this is not just a good tournament. This is also the best looking for a team server. They have nailed the entirety of PUBG and they plan to put that technology into Counter-Strike, into Valorant, and everything else there is.
Well, we were wondering what the math was going to be. Let's check it out. Our overall rankings after the grand finals. Grove Street left no questions. 5-point victory. They're going to be taking the majority of the prize pool. Of course, Kitchen will get 53 and pick up the second place prize pool as well. But I mean, you talk about Viz and Win or Die just so close. If they could have gotten into that zone, just 2 points away.
Not too far away indeed, but I tell you what, Typhoon got dropped down quite a bit. 100 ADR pushed themselves into that top 8, and you gotta look at like the whole picture in itself. You know, 100 ADR, poor start, didn't have any traction, and slowly kept on going, and eventually put themselves in that position where they could be top 8. But Grove Street, again, just 28 limbs. Yeah, they weren't at the top, but again, it's all about that consistent placement.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were. Everybody else seemed to have their sort of game that was theirs, but Grove Street, every single time it felt like they were doing a good job. Before we end things off, got a couple of shout outs to give. First and foremost to the production crew behind the scenes, making our job easy, getting to shout at some amazing PUBG while they get the best angles in all of esports. We got to give a huge shout out to all of the players that participated here today. Reminder, if you want to get yourself involved in some of these free opportunities, get yourself in the server. If you want to get more than 5 friends, get that purchase of the premium membership. We're going to be expanding to so many different titles, and Hyper, it's going to be a fun future.
I look forward to it. More Counter-Strike, more Valorant, more whatever. They look to expand, but from us, Llama, I have to ask I'll keep looking this way, but you're this way. Llama, anything from you before we get this closed?
No, it was fun. Always a huge shout out to you, Hyper, making my job easy. A great back and forth throughout the day. And of course, all the viewers out there, make sure you're hitting the follow button. Hyper and I will hopefully be back for the future. Some awesome events. So Hyper, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And of course, thank you to everybody who helped the stream. Give a huge shout out, huge love to the observers, to the producers, to everybody, the hosts, everything. Make sure you give them a love and make sure you hit that follow. And of course, if you very much want to, go and check us out as well. We have a lot of experience. I know Llama is very much in the real world as well, getting his sports going, but for myself up in the other games. But nonetheless, thank you all for watching and have a fantastic night.